So today we're going to be doing the Ebert-Analysis assignment for DS 106. So we've read How to Read a Movie by Roger Ebert. This interesting piece talking about how to analyze film. I've also done a post on that for the midweek if you want to go back and look at that in the blog. But so we're going to take and look at a movie clip, and see what we can find out about it. Doing this, what did he call it? Democracy in the dark. It's not really dark at the moment. I'm actually in a lighted room, but nonetheless, it was the cinema of. Was it a cinematic? You had a really neat name for it. Anyway, we've read the article. It's cool. So, I want to go ahead and look at this scene from Batman: The Dark Knight. It's where the Joker has just finished his orchestration of getting Harvey Dent and Rachel Dawes away from safety, and now here's a little bit of setup. The Joker is in the police station. He's in holding, and now they're going to start questioning him about what's going on with the two characters. So let's go ahead and start. But right now we've got Commissioner Gordon is in the center of the screen. Very dark lighting. So he's in the center. He's our center of attention right now. And this makes sense based with the previous action, because in the previous scenes he's just gotten promoted to commissioner and gone home and seen his family after having pretended being dead in order to catch the Joker. So he's our center of attention right now. We've got this dark lighting, the contrast of the fluorescent lights in the background, often the blur. So we're just right here. It's dark. It's kind of eerie. We're going to see some more of that in a moment. So let's go ahead and play.
Does it depress you, Commissioner, to know?
So now we have the Joker over here. Now he's almost in the center, but he's just off to the left a little bit, which is kind of interesting considering the aspect that Ebert talked about of the left being less favorable. So, of course, the Joker is our less favored character. So, it's kind of comical in that. But really, I think more what he's talking about is which one's more, dominant in a scene or not. But as far as favorable, I think definitely this plays out into that. But again, also, so whereas for Commissioner Gordon, we had some lights in the background, we have this black. It's just black around this bleary-faced, smeared makeup Joker. So the blackness around accentuates the nastiness of his face and just the awful picture that he creates and that awfulness that his character embodies.
Just how alone you really are.
Now we're back to Gordon. You notice his eyes are a little wider. He again is in the center of the focus, but you can see he's a little distressed.
Does it make you feel responsible?
You can also see subtle twitches in his neck, where he's kind of gulping back.
For Harvey Dent's current predicament. Where is he?
And if you notice, just there, it's zooming in ever so slightly in that scene, just zooming in on him as the Joker's talking.
What's the time?
What difference does that make?
Well, depending on the time, he may be in one spot or several.
If we're gonna...
So now you've got both characters in the screen, and now Gordon's going to go ahead and undo his cuffs, and some more stuff's going to ensue. But so it's kind of interesting because now you've also got this light on the table that we didn't see there before. I still find it very interesting how they have the Joker's side of the screen, which is on the left, the less favorable side, is almost completely blacked out. But then the right side with Gordon is lighter and kind of symbolic.
My games. I'm gonna need a cup of coffee.
The good cop, bad cop routine.
Not exactly.
So now we've got Gordon is exiting the room, got this white wall. So now this is kind of interesting as for what's going to come up in a moment, as you'll see. So this kind of white wall, again, the light, is kind of symbolizing what Gordon stands for in contrast to what the Joker stands for, but also to what the other figure in the room stands for. Those of you who haven't seen the movie, you'll find out in a moment. But it's just this interesting notion that the light, the white knight sort of figure in this exchange is now leaving the room. So now the lights come on, and guess who's behind him? It's Batman, of course. So now we've got Batman and the Joker in the back. So Batman's kind of out of focus. Our focus is on the Joker, but now we've got this figure in the background that kind of sneaks up on us. And so while the light comes on, it's kind of a contrast because, of course, Batman, is dark by nature. Even his costume is black. So as we can see, this subtle contrast. And this is actually kind of an interesting thing, Batman is like, he's our hero character, but he's in black. The Joker, he's in white, in a bright, flashy suit. He's got dyed hair. It's very interesting, contrast. The happy clown figure is really this demented, evil character. All right, let's continue. So, I want to back up just a little bit there. So now, we've got Batman is now our center of attention. And we're looking up at him. He's in a stance of power right now. Obviously, he just smacked the Joker's face into a table. But so he's in the stance of power, over the Joker right now.
Never start with the head.
And so you've also got, while we're looking straight on the Joker, you can see that he's looking up at Batman. Almost like, what he was talking about in the article. You mentioned the concept that when the camera is looking up at the character from below eye level, it almost makes them into gods. When it's looking down, like lowers the status of characters. But so here the Joker is looking up at Batman. So it's not the camera angle doing it, but I think it's interesting.
The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the next.
And of course, again, the Joker is bantering, but Batman, again, he's a little off to the left of the screen now, but he's still in his stance of power and he's in control.
See?
You wanted me. Here I am.
I wanted to see.
We've got all the people looking on from outside, just curious as to what's going on. Also, I want to note the sound effects I have in the background there. These deep thundering boom boom noises. Kind of accentuate the deep darkness of what's going on here.
What you do. And you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die.
And so now this is interesting. So Batman, where he has been in this position of power in this exchange with the Jokers. So now we've got the Jokers on the right. We've got Batman is out of focus and close to us on the left. But the Joker is in a stance of power now. He's, not really favorable, but he's favored right now. He has control over what's going on. because he's been orchestrating all these things to occur. And now we see him here just laying out, how Batman is, not disappointing him, which of course means that Batman is failing to protect Gotham.
Then you let Dent take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
Those mob fools want you gone so they can get back to the way things were.
And you notice the camera is kind of doing this slow little bit of turning around them. It's really subtle. But if you watch the background and you watch the shadows of the different characters versus each other, you can see the camera is kind of moving around right now, which is showing this kind of like change in camera perspective, but more the change in what's going on, like the shift in who's in control.
But I know the truth. There's no going back. You've changed things. Forever.
And why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. No, you complete me.
You're garbage. You kills for money.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not. Even if you'd like to be.
That's a really powerful little moment right there. So you've got them having this exchange. Batman is obviously uncomfortable. The Joker is obviously having an excellent time. And so the Batman, of course, is going into this exchange, and he's, figuring, he'll fuss at him a bit, beat him up, make him crack. But the Joker is just running circles around him as far as that goes. But so this little moment where Batman is trying to reassert to himself that him and the Joker are not things that should go together, and he tries to cite saying the Joker's garbage, but the Joker points out that Batman is trying to clean up Gotham, and but he isn't one of the cops. He's not one of them. Even if he wants to be, on their level and be respected, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But he's not one of them. And like this gaze the Joker has, just boring into Batman, just accentuates the truth of that statement coming from that character.
To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They need you right now. When they don't, they'll cast you out. Like a leper.
And so we see it's really hard to see expressions on Batman's face, considering most of it is hidden. But you can tell by that subtle head movement back how uncomfortable that is for him to hear. And he probably knows that that's true, but doesn't want to accept that. But the Joker just force feeds him this truth that the cops need him, but when they don't need him, things are going to change. And, of course they will.
See, their morals, their code. It's a bad joke.
Again, we've got the Joker is on the right, and the camera is on level with him. So it's, kind of like this, focused shot of his facial expression. Very determined face. And again, he's boring holes into Batman with his eyes. And, we've got this slightly different music, too. We've got this, kind of, I don't know what it would be, almost like a synthesized, xylophone or, I don't remember the name for it. It's like, not a mellophone. I don't remember the name for it. It's kind of like a xylophone, but it does a fluctuating noise as it goes along. And that's kind of the noise that it sounds like to me. But it's kind of that eerie discovery kind of noise, which I feel fits this, because the Joker is laying out these things and Batman has to realize and discover them for himself to understand the magnitude of it.
dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
Now again, we have Batman is obviously out of his element right now. This is very unlike Batman. Not in the, Batman doesn't beat people up and, yank them around and stuff. But just flipping off the handle like that, you can see he's out of his element right now.
You have all these rules and you think they'll save you.
Now, again, we've got, a new music going on. So we've got, this, kind of driving, low-toned thump going on. It's not quite like a heartbeat. I mean, it's like a heartbeat, but way slower. It's just like a driving, change of what's going on, a building, a rising in action.
It's in control. I have one rule.
Oh, then that's the rule you'll have to break to know the truth.
Which is?
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules. And tonight, you're gonna break your one rule.
I'm considering it.
There's only minutes left, so you're gonna have to play my little game if you want to save one of them. For a while there...
Now we've got this, this noise came up earlier in the movie. I don't remember which scene it is, but this kind of electronic distortion noise. It's kind of like the noise if you just have an electric guitar on with distortion, but you're not playing anything. It's just sitting there, and the amp just starts to build up the resonance in the strings. It's an eerie noise that kind of, again, it's symbolizing this change, because from where the situation was bad, it's now getting worse. And it's getting worse in a way that is very bad for Batman and means a lot to him, because it means that his girlfriend is in trouble and Dent is in trouble, and that's not good.
I thought you really were, Dent. The way you threw yourself after her.
So now we've got this off-kilter angle, and which is kind of nice. Kind of shows, things are sliding slightly out of control. Which mirrors just a few moments ago when Commissioner Gordon is reassuring the other members of the police force that Batman is still in control of this interrogation. Now we have the table is turned, quite literally, on this this diagonal shot here, and it shows how things are sliding out of control for our characters. And we've got Batman is walking over to the door with a chair to shut out the light figure again, Gordon, because Gordon's going to try and run in and get things back under control, but Batman is shutting him out. So you've got these two dark forces are now closing out the light on the situation.
Here you go.
And I like how we've got these quick, moves back and forth, the slightly shaky camera. It kind of shows the urgency and the rushedness going on here. Just this critical feeling that's going on, where it's, Gordon's like, oh crap, I need to do something, and so he's rushing around, and Batman's like, no one is interrupting me now, and locks him out.
Does Harvey know about you and his little bunny?
Where are they?
Killing is making a choice.
Where are they?
Choose between one life or the other. Your friend, the district attorney, or his blushing bride to be.
Now again, we've got this music, just building up building up to the awfulness of Batman's realization that the Joker is in control and he is not. And now, even though the Joker is down on the floor, getting beaten up, he's in complete control of this situation, and Batman has nothing he can do, as the Joker will keenly point out in a moment.
You have nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your strength. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell you where they are. Both of them. And that's the point. You'll have to choose. He's at 250 52nd Street,
and again, you've got the Joker is below Batman. Batman is above him, has him in his grip, ready to pummel the snot out of him, and the Joker is in complete control of this situation. And Batman, again, has nothing he can do. It's just very powerful, just the grip that the Joker has on him in this. And it kind of defies, the idea that, the looking up, the character above will have more power than the one below, because right here, the one below is, has all of the power.
he's on Avenue X. That's just
So that was our analyzation of that clip in the Roger Ebert style. So I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned. More videos are coming since it's video week. All right. Thanks. I'll see y'all again soon.